name is Tierney. If you're new here, hello and welcome. And today, as you can tell by the title of this video, it's going to be a long one. We are going to go through every single book on my physical TBR. I did one of these last year and I had a lot of fun with it, but also like it keeps me in check on how many books I keep accumulating. So I figured we could do it again. And while we're going through, please convince me to read these books because I need to start actually reading the books on my physical TBR instead of, what's the word I'm looking for? Instead of like procrastinating them. And I've definitely accumulated more books since that last TBR video. So I'm a little nervous to see how many books are gonna be on this TBR. I also might, while we're doing this, like go through books that I can get rid of that I don't think I'm going to probably ever read or I have like no interest in reading anymore. So we might also be doing an unhaul video depending on how many books I decide to get rid of. We have 6 shelves to go through plus my spinning bookshelf. I'm going to start with the spinning bookshelf, which is over there, and then kind of just work my way over to this side. Without further ado, let's get into showing you my physical TBR. Please convince me to read these books. Tell me which ones are your favorite if you've read them. If they're on your TBR, convince me to read them because I obviously want to read them. I bought them all. So clearly I want to read them. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Let me know if you want any of these in reading vlogs too, because I do have some of those planned. And yeah. Alright, let's start over with my spinning bookshelf. It's a very awkward height, so we'll see how that works. Alright, so my spinning bookshelf is here. I'm gonna have to like lower you and like kneel and we're gonna figure it out. Alright, I lowered you a little bit. Alright, we'll go like top row and then I'll sit and do the rest of the spinning shelf. First one, we have Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. Love all of her books. I literally cannot wait to read this one. I'm planning on reading it this summer. Summer in the City by Alex Astor. This one's the Barnes & Noble exclusive, so it has like the taxis on it, and then inside has the Barnes & Noble in Union Square, which is really cool. All of the editions I think are different, like depending on where you live and where you got it. Silver Elite by Danny Francis. Convinced me to read it because I did buy it based off the hype on TikTok, but I read Shield of Sparrows first, and then people are saying that Shield of Sparrows was better than this one, so I don't know. And I haven't really read a lot of dystopian-ish type books, so please let me know if I should read this one. We have Renovation by Leslie Abner. She's actually a local author. She came and did a signing at our store. For those who are new here, I work at a Barnes & Noble. I am the event coordinator at the Barnes & Noble, so I deal with all of the local authors, big authors. She was one that came, so she gifted me her book. Seems pretty interesting though. We have What Fury Brings by Trisha Levenseller. This doesn't come out. When does it come out? When does this come out? Comes out in July. She also wrote the Daughter of the Pirate King series and a bunch of like other YA stuff, but I think this is her first adult romantasy debut. This one I'm very intrigued about. So maybe I'll read this one soon since it comes out next month. We have Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. She was so nice, so sweet. Loved her. Have it signed. Spinny, spinny, spin, spin, spin. We have the Good Girls series by Holly Renee. All of the books are in this special edition series, this omnibus series. I got it from a Polycon. We have The Beautiful Beasts by Mila Young. It's a whole series also. All the books are in this book as well. So this is, I think, like 5 books in one. I don't remember. Spookily Yours by Jennifer Chipman. Planning on probably reading this in the fall, though, because it's witchy and pumpkins and obvious. A Cursed Sun by Day Lieto. Exquisite Ruin by Adrienne May. Pretty. That's it for the top shelf. We're gonna go down no lower. This is killing my knees. All right, this shelf. I don't know if I have many on this side, but okay, we have some over here. We have The One I Didn't See Coming by Piper Rain. Heart of Defiance by Eva Chase. Alistair by Dahlia Rose. Oh, I just hit myself in the face. Captive of the Horde King by Zoe Draven. The Curse of Saints by Kate Ramis. I got all of these from a Polycon. They're all, well, not all of them are signed, but I got like some of them from like the free bags and some I got from the authors themselves. All right, Heavenly Bodies by Imani Ru. Lore of the Wilds by Annalise Sabinar. I'm sorry, I can't say the last name. I'm sorry, Sabinar. Amazing. Do you like my newest edition? It's Zayden Violet. Little Light. Got it from the reading portal. So cute. So cute. Okay, this is rough. All right, we have the last two shelves now. We have Den of Vipers by K.A. Knight. These are also from a Polycon, so you've probably seen these already, but they're still on my physical TBR. The Bridge Kingdom by Daniel L. Jensen. Lady of Darkness by Melissa K. Rorich. I can't say her last name. I'm sorry. A Deal with the Elf King by Elise Kova. Worthy of Fate by Anne Caudell. Wolves. Oh my gosh, I can't. Words are not coming out correctly. Wolves of Adalor by Morgan Gauthier. She explained this book to me and I'm very intrigued. I think it's a trilogy. I really want to read this soon. It seems so interesting. Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. Then we have The Girl I Was by Geneva Rose. This is an arc coming out in July. I think this is just a regular fiction. It's like one of her first just regular fiction books. It's not like a mystery book by her. Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. Love her. She's great. Then we have the first two books of the Game of Thrones series. I went to my local library and they were having a $1 book sale, so I got both of these for $1. The first two books hardcover for $1. So we have A Game of Thrones by George R. Martin and we have A Clash of Kings by George R. Martin. So hopefully we can collect them all. That'd be really cool if I could do that. Then we have Fever Beach by Carl Hyacin. The Stone Witch of Florence by Anna Rash. This comes out in October. No, this already came out. Oh, I guess it comes out in paperback soon. Yes, the paperback comes out in August, so that's why we got a arc of it, because it was on sale in last October. So the paperback comes out in August. We have The Art of Exile by Andrea Max. And then I got the special editions of these because I liked them. I have this also in paperback, but we have Dragonfall and Emberclaw by L.R. Lamb. It's just a duology, so it's complete. I have the complete set. And that is everything on my spinning shelf. All right, now on to the shelves behind me. Okay, so now we are moving on to these beautiful, lovely shelves. Should I go like across or should I go like shelf by shelf? I think I might just go like across so that way I don't have to like be up and down, you know? Because that'd be a lot. Yeah, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go across. You can't really see this right now, but it's okay. We'll go across. Cool. Sounds like a good plan. All right. So up here, literally the first half of the shelf is all Jennifer L. Armentrout. I have a lot of books by her. Haven't read a single one, mind you. Okay. I'm just gonna go rapid fire through all of them. From Blood and Ash, A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, The Crown of Gilded Bones, A Light in the Flame, The War of Two Queens, A Shadow in the Ember. I have two versions of this. I have this and then a Polycon exclusive of it, also in paperback. Born of Blood and Ash. This is the newest one that just recently came out. This is the Polycon exclusive edition. Why are the edges, this is darker than the middle. I don't know. This is Torn. It's also another like exclusive. The Return. And lastly we have from Jennifer L. Armentrout is Obsidian. This is one of her like YA books. This one I don't know if I want to keep. I'm like not sure if I'm interested in it or not. But that's why I still said it, because I'm not entirely sure I want to get rid of it yet. But next we have Fate of Flames and Siege of Shadows by Sarah Rugley. I got these from Jill. Don't know anything about them, but they looked cool, so that is why I decided to keep them. The Kingdom of Back by Mary Lou, also from Joe. All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace. She wrote the third book. It's called Foxglove. Why can't I think of the other two? But it's that series. I'll put it right here. Oh my gosh, why can't I remember it? It's purple. I don't know. I can't think of it right now. The third book is called Foxglove. That's why I don't know why I can't remember. Oh, Belladonna. She wrote that series. The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. A Broken Blade by Melissa Blair. Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. This series intimidates me because of how many there are. That's why I haven't started it yet. Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. This one I'm very, very intrigued to read. I want to read this soon. The Empress by Kristen Cass. And last on this shelf, we have The Court of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. It has pretty sprayed edges. Next, I have Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. These are the second and third book in the Shadow and Bones trilogy. Read the first one. I enjoyed it. I would love to continue it. We have the Six of Crows duology, Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo as well. But obviously I didn't want to read this before finishing Shadow and Bone, even though I've heard this series this duology is like 10 times better. We have those. Then we have The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo as well. This is her adult fantasy book. The other ones are YA. This one's adult. We have Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I didn't want to read this duology until I finished the Remnant Chronicles because they're set in the same world and this comes after that series. I read the first one of that one. I would love to continue it. I keep saying that. I just really need to do it. Maybe I might need to do a reread of the first one though. A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. The second book does come out in July. I want to read this soon. Then My Funny Demon Valentine by Aurora Asher. Pretty. Now over to this side. The Wolf Den by Elodie Harper. The Things We Do for Love by Kristen Hanna. Magic Hour by Kristen Hanna. The Last Letter from Your Lover by Jojo Moyes. Night Music by Jojo Moyes. And The Giver of Stars, also by Jojo Moyes. This is like my fiction shelf. Convince me to read them because I need to like start branching out more. The Hotel Nantucket by Ellen Hildebrand. The Life Impossible by Matt Haig. And Expiration Dates by Rebecca Surley. I read One Italian Summer by her and I enjoyed it, so I feel like I really enjoyed this one too. No! The sun went away. Alright, second row. I read the majority of these Colleen Hoover books, but some of them I haven't read yet, so I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Heartbones by Colleen Hoover. Reminders of Him. Confess. Layla. It overheated. Alright, we gotta go a little faster even though this is gonna take forever. Okay. Without Merit. Regretting You. And Hopeless and Losing Hope. This is a duology. There is a novella that goes with it. I do not have that though. This was all when I was like in my Colleen Hoover era. When I first started working at Barnes & Noble, I literally bought like every single one of them. She did help me get back into reading. She is one of the authors that did, so I kind of want to like continue reading some of them, especially like I own all of them almost, so I should, you know, read them. Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. I really liked Forget Me Not. Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. This is technically the second book in a interconnected standalone. When in Rome is the first one. I did not know that. That is why I only had this one. Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. The third book actually of this came out this week. Came out on Tuesday, the 17th. Today's Wednesday, the 18th. We have Twice in a Blue Moon by Christina Lauren. Surprisingly, I've never read a single Christina Lauren book, but we have Twice in a Blue Moon. Something Wilder. Love in Other Words. I kind of really want to read this one. I feel like everyone compares Carly Fortune's first book, Every Summer After, to this one, and I love Carly Fortune, so I feel like I should read this one soon. The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson. And Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn. I got this version sent to us at Barnes & Noble instead of the deluxe version because this one's just prettier, in my opinion. The only real difference is that the exclusive has like more pictures inside of it, like, and different like artwork throughout. That's literally the only difference that I've seen, so I don't know if there's anything else. We have The Paradise Problem, also by Christina Lauren. The Paper Princess and Broken Prince by Erin Watt. Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. This is literally the only Tessa Bailey book that I own that I haven't read because it's a Christmas book. I'm going to read it in the Christmas time. That made no sense. Okay. We have Love Light Farms by B.K. Borson and First Time Caller by B.K. Borson. I think I'll be probably reading this one first before this one because this one technically is like Christmassy, even though it's the first book of a whole series, but the first one obviously takes place in the winter time, so that's why I haven't read it yet. How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. And, oh my gosh, All the Missing Pieces by Catherine Cowles as well. I've seen a lot about her, like all over Instagram and TikTok, and I'm very intrigued. She does a lot of small town, which I'm obsessed with small town. Next, To Kill a Shadow by Catherine Quinn. Heartless Hunter by Kristen Ciccarelli. A Fragile Enchantment by Alison Sapp, An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, as well as Air by Sabaa Tahir. But then I just found out, I think this is like a spin-off of that series. Like it takes place in the same world, but you don't need to read them together. Sweet Nightmare by Tracy Wolff. This apparently is also a spin-off of the Crave series. Immortal Dark by Tigist Girma. City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I have been dying to read the Shadowhunters world. There's so many books. It's intimidating. The Novice by Taran Mathuro. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Then I have this duology, which is Beasts Made of Night and Crown of Thunder. I cannot say the Latin name. I'm so sorry. And then we have The Stars Are Dying by Chloe C. Penardranda. I'm so sorry. I've heard a lot of good things about this series though, so I would like to read it soon. Third shelf. Alright, we're getting there. We're getting there. We have The Bodyguard by Catherine Center and The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. I've heard she's more like fiction with subplot of romance, or kind of like that's how the vibes are, so just let me know. We have The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. Now I have a bunch of Emily Henry books. I have started her series, like her universe. I've read People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read, so I'm getting through them. Don't judge me for not reading them all yet. Okay? Okay. Book Lovers, Happy Place, Funny Story, and her newest book, Great Big Beautiful Life. And then we have The Air He Breathes by Brittany Cherry, Raiders of the Lost Heart by Joe Segura. Then we have Left of Forever by Tara Dewitt. This is the second book to Savor It by Tara Dewitt. They take place in the same town, in like a small town in Oregon. I can't remember the Spruance, Oregon. I'm very excited about this one. Then we have 9 Month Contract and 7 Year Itch by Amy Dawes. These are so cute and I'm so excited to read these. They literally are given all the vibes that I need. Then we have Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. I really need to expand my palette and read some mystery thrillers. I've heard she's great at it. We have Addicted to You by Becca and Krista and Becca Ritchie. I don't know why I switched them, but we have that. The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. The Long Game by Elena Armis. The Bromance Book Club by Lisa K. Adams. Weather Girl by Rachel Lynn Solomon. She came out with a new book that I really am interested in. I don't have it, but I forget what it's called, but it's giving all the summer vibes. A Brush with Love by Maisie Eddings. American Royalty by Tracy Livesay. Under the Sycamore Tree by B. Celeste. Chloe Baker's Lost Date by Katie Wiggs. As Seen on TV by Meredith Score. Then we have The Fake Mate and The Game Changer by Lana Ferguson. The only one I've read so far is The Nanny by her. This shelf. We have The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. This one I'm so excited about. I love Rachel Gillig. If you have not read The Shepherd King duology, if you take away one thing from this video, go read that book series. So good. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hi. Camera overheated. Love this camera. That's the only downside, is that it overheats so quickly. We're gonna continue where we left off with my physical TBR. For you it was a second. For me it was like, I feel like a couple hours, or maybe like an hour. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, I showed you The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. That was on my TBR. Now we're going over her. We have the entire Magnolia Parks Daisy Hates universe that I have here so far. So we have Magnolia Parks. This is all by Jessa Hastings. Daisy Hates, Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home, and then Daisy Hates, The Great Undoing. I don't have the newest book. I need to find the like UK version that have like these cool covers, because I don't really like the new published covers. I don't like the heels and all that. These are 3 books that I just recently got, so that's why they're just over here. I don't know where I'm gonna put them yet. Obviously I did not read them yet. So we have Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. This just got traditionally published, so got that yesterday. We have Cash by Jessica Peterson. Look at those beautiful sprayed edges. I'm a sucker for cowboy romance, so. And then I got this ARC yesterday, Warrior Princess Assassin by Bridget Kemmer. It's an adult fantasy. It comes out in August, so I'm pretty excited about that. So I then also have Bridgerton, the Bridgerton series. I have The Duke and I, The Viscount Who Loved Me, and Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. I buy the ones that come out for like the season, so that way they don't have the people on the cover. Though the first one doesn't match anymore, which kind of stinks, but oh well. So like when the new season for like, I think it's Benedict's season's next, I'll buy that one before the like people cover gets on it. All right, cool. So we did that. Now we're gonna move down. We're gonna keep going. We got this. We got this. We have book 2 of the Percy Jackson series, The Sea of Monsters. I feel like I should have read these already. Like I read the first one, loved it. I need to just continue it and finish the series because I've never read Percy Jackson before. Don't come for me, but I do want to read this very, very soon. Then we have Impossible Creatures by Catherine Rundell. She was great. Loved her. Meeting her. She is so cool. I've heard great things about this, so I really want to read it. We have a couple Lynn Painter books. We have The Do-Over. We have Betting on You. And we have Better Than the Movies. I've heard great things about these. I just need to like, I feel like be in a YA mood to read like a YA romance. Otherwise, I don't think I would enjoy them. I just need to get in that mood. But I feel like these would be like perfect for summer. Then we have Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson, The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walter, The Matchbreaker Summer by Annie Raines. I feel like I should read this because it is so thin and like so short. I could easily read this in a day. It's only like 200 pages. Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. I've heard this is so sad, that is why I haven't read it yet, because I don't know if I want to read a book that'll make me cry. Though not many books do make me cry, I've realized. Even though I want to cry and like I'm affected, but I just don't cry that often. So maybe when it's like cooler outside, I feel like this is not a summer book, more of like a fall, winter to like be in my feels, you know? The Paper Girls of Paris by Jordan Taylor. Got this one for free at my old coffee shop. The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I've heard literally nothing but good things about this book series and everything she's written. I need to just read it. Convince me to read it, please, because it sounds so interesting. Now, a lot of these I don't know if I'm going to keep. There are a lot of YA fantasy-ish arcs and fiction arcs that I just don't know if I'm gonna keep, because I just don't think I'm ever going to read them, so we'll see. We have The Lost Girls of Willowbrook by Ellen Marin Wiseman, A New Lease on Death by Olivia Blacke, At Sea by Emma Fedor. I feel like a lot of these though could be like in a video if I do reading books out of my comfort zone, because I need to start doing that because there's so many good books out there and I don't always see them because I'm not always reading that genre. The Cloister, why can't I say this? Oh my god. And this one. We Are the Light by Matthew Quick. Kala by Colin Walsh. Nocturne by Alyssa Weiss. The London Seance Society by Sarah Penner. The 100 Loves of Juliet by Evelyn Skye. The Night We Lost Him by Laura Dave. Every Time I Go on Vacation Someone Dies by Catherine Mack. This I feel like it's a mystery, but I feel like it would be a good summer one. We Solve Murders by Richard Osman. The Frozen River by Ariel Lawhorn. I want to say Lawhorn, like put an R in there, but it's not that. I'm sorry. This one I really actually want to read. I've heard really good things about it, so I really want to read this one. Curious Tides by Pascal Lascelles. Scythe by Neil Shusterman. Heard amazing things about this. Dystopian, crazy. A prequel is in the works for it. He's amazing. Love him. He's so nice. This one's up there. Shatter Me by Tara Mafi. This series intimidates me because of how many books there are and novellas and everything. Convinced me to read it though. I feel like I missed out though when this was very popular and hyped up on TikTok a few years ago, so I don't know. Let's convince me to read it. Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. This one also I feel like is an OG, not book talk book, but if you read in middle school a lot or in high school, people read this kind of around the same time Twilight was getting popular. I could be wrong, I don't know. Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller, same author as the other one I talked about earlier. The Shadow in the Glass by Ja Harwood. It's a Gothic Cinderella retelling. Beastly Beauty by Jennifer Donnelly. Unseelie by Yvelis Houseman. The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrew. Midnight at the Houdini by Delilah S. Dawson. Champion of Fate by Kender Blake. The Revenge Game by Jordan Taylor. Friends Like These by Jennifer Lynn Alvarez. The Glass Girl by Kathleen Glasgow. The Luminaires by Suzanne Denard. Bloodmarked by Tracy Dion. I only have the second one, not the first one, because this was an advanced reader copy and I took it because it was in paperback. Night of the Witch by Sarah Rosh and Beth Reeves. Silver in the Bone by Alexandra Bracken. And Master of Iron by Trisha Levenseller as the same one as the pirate. And yeah, you know. Alright, and then I just have a few down here you can't really see, so I'm just gonna pull them up. We have The Last Sunrise by Anna Todd. We have Beyond the Wand by Tom Felton. I really want to read this. He's about to be in the Harry Potter Broadway show, The Cursed Child, as Draco Malfoy. I think I would die to see him as his character. So, Full Out by Monica Aldama. I love cheerleading, so I watched this whole season, the whole show, and I wanted to just read her book. The Maid by Nita Prose. Family of Liars by E. Lockhart. I got this. This was like, not an arc, but it was just gifted to us at work, so it's prequel to We Were Liars. I have these two poetry books, Serenity and Sincerely by F.S. Yusuf. He is a local author and he writes poetry. He's pretty popular on TikTok. And then I have A Holder of Hope by Jane McGarry. She's also a local author. It's a Pandora retelling. that is everything for this whole big shelf. We're gonna now turn this way. We have the entire Witcher series. I don't feel like taking these down or out because they're all in box sets, but I have this version of them all. They'll make a picture. So it is The Last Witch, Sword of Destiny, Blood of Elves, The Time of Content, Baptism of Fire, The Tower of Swallows, and The Lady of the Lake. I really want to read this series soon. My husband keeps telling me to read it. But it's higher up on my TBR than some other books. We have Where Shadows Meet by Patrice Caldwell, The Forest King's Daughter by Ellie Blake, Heaven Breaker by Sarah Wolfe, Sons of Darkness by Gaurav Mohanty, Gothicana by Runix, and I got the Arc of Enigma by Runix as well. Five Broken Blades by Mai Corlin, Sanctuary of the Shadow by Aurora Asher, A Fate Inked in Blood by Daniel L. Jensen, Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling, The Hurricane Wars by Thea Guanzon, I'm sorry if I said that wrong, and The Spell Shop by Sarah Betters. This whole shelf here is all my school books from when I was in graduate school, so I've read all these. I don't need to go through this shelf with you. Okay, we have the Ravenhood trilogy. So we have Flock, Exodus, and The Finish Line by Kate Stewart. Those are the only three on that shelf, which is pretty good. The Lonely Hearts Book Club by Lucy Gilmore, The Lies We Conjure by Sarah Henning, Twelfth Night by Alexine Farrell Falmouth. I think this is Olivia Blake. This is like a pen name for Olivia Blake. The Encanto's Daughter by Melissa de la Cruz, The River of Silver by S.A. Chakraborty, Inheritance by Nora Roberts, A Show for Two by Tashi I can't say your last name, I'm so sorry. Kismet Connection, again, I don't want to mispronounce the name. For Her Consideration by Amy Spalding. The Sign for Home by Blair Fell. Ashton Hall by Lauren Belfer. It All Comes Down to This by Teresa Ann Fowler. Vacation Land by Meg Mitchell-Moore. And Bloomsbury Girls by Natalie Jenner. That's this shelf. Now this is like my holiday shelf. One Christmas Morning by Rachel Greenlaw. The Book Club Hotel by Sarah Morgan. A Season for Second Chances by Jenny Bayless. Meet Me in London by Georgia Toffolo. And One Day in December by Josie Silver. Funny Feeling by Tara Dewitt. Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice by Katie Cattell-Cook, I think. Just Between Us by Madison Wright. The Crescent Moon Tea Room by Stacy Savinsky. The Nightmare Before Christmas by Sarah Roche. And The Matzo Ball by Jean Metzler. Amazing, we got through one side. Now we're gonna go to the other side. Hello everyone, it is the next day because I didn't get to finish this yesterday. It got really dark and cloudy and then stormed for the rest of the night when I was letting this cool down. So we're here today to finish my physical TBR. We're on the other side now. Alright, we're just gonna pick up where we left off and start. I think I'll do the whole top row because there's not a lot. Like the middle doesn't really count until we get to the bottom. So anyway, we're gonna start from the top. You can't really see the top, but it goes all the way up there. See? Next on our physical TBR, we have Queen of Myth and Monsters by Scarlett St. Clair. I read King of Battle and Blood years ago and I loved it. Don't know why I didn't continue the series, but I really liked that one, so maybe one day I'll get to the sequel. So yeah. Bonded by Thorns by Elizabeth Helen. This cover just intrigued me and that is why I got it. This one I've been wanting to read for a while too. A lot of these I've been wanting to read for a while. And then we have a ton of Katie Robert. We have like basically the entire Dark Olympus series because I've only read 2 out of the 9 I think that are out right now. We have Wicked Beauty, Radiant Sin, Cruel Seduction, Midnight Ruin, and Dark Restraint. I'm pretty sure there's also a new one out right now that I just do not have. I didn't get it yet. So then we have, these are 2 new ones to the collection. We have Lights Out and Caught Up by Navessa Allen. They are the exclusive editions with the black sprayed edges. I don't know why, but I've been like really in the mood to read this recently. I feel like I'm going into like a dark romance era. I don't know why, but I've just been intrigued recently. So we have that. Then we have a local author. I can't talk. This is going to be a trilogy, so there's only 2 books out right now. But it's Death by Fire and Life After Death by S.C. Muir. We have The Ever King by L.J. Andrews. This I want to read so badly. This might be, I don't know. There's a lot of fantasy books I really want to read soon, but this one is very high up there. Like pirates and fantasy and just everything I've seen about this, I just need to read this. Then we have The Wrath King by Juliet Cross. This kind of looks like the cover of the book I'm reading right now, or I'm listening to. I'm listening to A Soul to Keep. I don't remember who it's by. I think it's like Opal Rain or something like that. But this one, also very intrigued. A Court This Cruel and Lovely by Stasia Stark. Really want to read this one too. I wish I could just like read. And I wish I read a little faster than I do, but it is what it is. We'll get there eventually. Then we have these 2 Anna Huang books. This is the first one, If We Ever Meet Again and If the Sun Never Sets. This is part of the If Love series, I'm pretty sure is what it's called. Then we have The Coven and The Cursed by Harper L. Woods. These are the really pretty sprayed edged ones. Beautiful. One Cursed Rose by Rebecca Zanetti. This one's pretty also. It has really pretty roses on it. Then we have Phantasma and Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. Also very high up on my TBR. I feel like this whole shelf really is high up on my TBR. Like I really want to read these soon. I've just been in more of a romance kick recently. But when I get back into the fantasy kick, this whole row is going to be like my go-to. Broken Bonds by Jay Bree. This one also. Want to read it so badly. Then onto this side, we have Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. The Wren in the Holly Library by Kay Lind. The second book of this just came out. I really want to read this too. A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows by Holly Renee. This is getting traditionally published, so it's coming out like within the next few weeks, I'm pretty sure. The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. A Touch of Shadows by Jessica Thorne. Babel by R.F. Kuang. Please convince me to read this because she's intimidating. I don't know why, just very intimidating to me. Okay, then we have Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. Next, we have Beautiful Carnage by Caroline Peckman and Suzanne Valentini, who are the ones who wrote Zodiac Academy. This is a new series, I believe. It's the start of one. It's a dark enemies to lovers romance. Just came out a couple weeks ago. Then we have The Half King by Melissa Landers. Filthy Rich Fae by Geneva Lee. Sword Catcher by Cassandra Clare. The Bright Sword by Lev Grossman. He wrote the Magician series, which is also the show on Netflix. The Magicians, if you've seen it, we watched the show. We really enjoyed it. I don't know if it's in the same world, but they like changed all the covers to now look like this. So I don't know if they're in the same world or not. Then we have A Crown of Ivy and Glass by Claire Legrand. Then we have Starling House by Alex E. Harlow. Starbringer by Tracy Wolff. The First Bright Thing by J.R. Dawson. Blood Over Bright Haven by M.L. Wang. And Bull Moon Rising by Ruby Dixon. So that's that shelf. I've obviously read all of Throne of Glass. Let's go over here now. We have all of these Anna Huang books, mostly. Majority of them. Anyway, The Striker by Anna Huang. And then the majority of the King of Sin series, I'm pretty sure it's called. I'm pretty sure. Is that what it's called? Yes, Kings of Sin. Alright, which is King of Pride, King of Greed, King of Sloth, and then King of Envy. I read the first one. Then we have All He'll Ever Be by W. Winters. This is an omnibus. It has all of the books in it. I think there's 3 or 4 in it, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember how many are in it, but it's the omnibus, so there's multiple books in here. Then we still have Haunting and Hunting Adeline. These still just terrify me, and that's why I haven't read them yet. Convince me to read them. Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton also. And The Ritual by Chantal Tessier. This one also is intriguing me the most out of all the dark romance books I have, so let me know. Alright, this entire stack right here is basically stuff I need to read. We have The Sinner of Saints by L.J. Shen, whole entire series, which is Vicious, Ruckus, Scandalous, and Bane. Then the other ones are all by Sophie Lark. She's been like in some like drama recently, but they are on my physical TBR. We have There Are No Saints and There Is No Devil. And then the King the Kingsmaker series, which they all say Kingsmaker, year 1, 2, 3, 4, and then graduation, but they were all named other things and I cannot remember at the moment. But I did read the first two, but I got them in paperback when they finally got republished, so I want to just reread them. And the last two on this shelf are The Sweetest Oblivion by Danielle Laurie. This has been on my TBR for probably 3 years now. Convinced me to read it. And then The Zodiac Academy, the first book, The Awakening. This is the indie published version. I don't think I can get any of the other ones in indie published anymore, so we're gonna have to order the new ones, even though I hate the covers. So, but convinced me to read it. This is like a 9-10 book series and it's terrifying for me. Though I said that about Throne of Glass and then I ended up absolutely devouring it, so let me know. We have the majority of Lauren Asher that I need to read. So first, I read the first two books of the Dirty Air series, so I have the second two left to read, which is Wrecked and Redeemed. Then we have the Dreamland Billionaire series. I still don't have the third book because I had the indie published ones and I thought she was going to have indie published the third one also, but then she never did. So we have The Fine Print and Terms and Conditions. And then I have the two first books that are in the Lakefront Billionaire series. I know the third one is coming out soon. So we have Love Redesigned and Love Unwritten. They're really thick though. Like, do romances have to be this thick? That's why those are intimidating me. Then, this is the only Carly Fortune book I have not read because I've heard mixed reviews. This is the only one I've heard mixed reviews about, which is Meet Me at the Lake. But I think I'm gonna read that this summer because I've read all other three of them, so I just love Carly Fortune. So then we have Daydream by Hannah Grace, the third book in the Maple Hills series. The first one was really good. Second one was like So that's why I'm like nervous about this one, so we'll see what happens. Then we have I'm pretty sure it's called the Knock 'Em Out series. Is that what it's called? By Lucy Score, I think. I don't know. But we have like all of them. We have Things We Got Things We Never Got Over, Things We Hide from the Light, and Things We Left Behind. Continuing on with Lucy Score, I also have the second and third book of this, I forgot what this series is called, a Blue Moon romantic comedy series. And the second book, I read the first one, which is No More Secrets, but on my TBR still is Fall Into Temptation and The Last Second Chance. Now we're going into some Allie Hazelwood. There's only 4 books I haven't read by her. I've read 4 and haven't read 4. So we're half and half. I do like Allie Hazelwood a lot. So first one is Love on the Brain, then Love Theoretically, Check and Mate, and Bride. I know the second one of this one is coming out this year, so I kind of want to read this, but I feel like this is going to be more of like an October read because it's vampires and werewolves. So, and then lastly on this shelf we have Broken Beginnings by Cleo Evans. Okay, we're down here now. We're gonna move on to my small town romance shelf. I've read the majority of these though, so that's really good for me. First we have The Christmas Tree Farm and The Strawberry Patch Pancake House by Lori Gilmore. I read the first two, really enjoyed them. They're just vibes that I love. But I obviously didn't want to read the Christmas tree one, not during Christmas time, because it's literally takes place in a Christmas tree farm and during Christmas. So I've read almost all of Elsie Silver. I have 2 more books to read, and that is The Front Runner and A False Start. They're the last 2 books in the Gold Rush Ranch series, which is the first series that she ever wrote. Everything else I read by her, which is incredible. Alright, then we have this other series. It's a Silver Pines series, I'm assuming, by Paisley Hope. I think she's getting published, if I'm not mistaken. But we have Holding the Reins, Training the Heart, and Riding the High. I think there's more books coming out in that series, but I'm not entirely sure. And then we have Arrogant Devil by R.S. Gray, and then we have Obsession Falls by Claire Kingsley. The second book gets republished in August. She's actually coming and doing a signing, so I'm pretty excited. I want to read this before the signing. Alright. It's hot. We're here. Sorry, I could not remember where we were. Okay. I read the Cruel Prince series, trilogy, plus the How the King of Elfame Learned to Hate stories. Like, they're all like short stories. They're all short stories about Cardan. And then we have the duology, I don't remember, this Elfame duology. It's like a novel in the same universe. It's actually about his younger brother, I'm pretty sure. We have The Stolen Heir and The Prisoner's Throne. Then also by Holly Black, I have Book of Night, which is her like adult fantasy book. Then we have some Hannah Witten. So we have For the Wolf and For the Throne. That's a duology. And then we have The Foxglove King and The Hemlock Queen. Cool. Now we have a bunch of TJ Klune. We're gonna actually do this first. Alright, we have the entire Powerless series by Lauren Roberts. Powerless, Powerful, Reckless, and Fearless. It convinced me to read it because I've heard, like, I don't know, I'm skeptical. I don't know why, but I am. Then for TJ Klune, we have The Bones Beneath My Skin. We have Wolf Song, Raven Song, and Heart Song. In the Lives of Puppets, Under the Whispering Door, and Somewhere Beyond the Sea. This one I'm most excited about because I loved House on the Australian Sea. Next, we have some Carrie Maniscalco. I actually have like all of Carrie Maniscalco's books on this TBR here. We have the Kingdom of the Wicked series. So Kingdom of the Wicked, Kingdom of the Cursed, Kingdom of the Feared. And then we have the spin-off series, which is adult. This one's adult, the other one was YA, which is Throne of the Fallen and Throne of Secrets. Okay, next, Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. Then we have Stephanie Garber. We have Once Upon a Broken Heart, The Ballad of Never After, and A Curse for True Love. Alright, going off of the Carrie Maniscalco, we have the entire Stalking Jack the Ripper series. That's just what I call it. I don't know if that's what it's called. We have Stalking Jack the Ripper, Hunting Prince Dracula, Escaping from Houdini, and Captivating the Devil. Then these are more fantasies that I just have ones of like the authors, so that's why they're here. We have How Does It Feel by Jeannie O'Reilly, House of Beating Wings by Olivia Wildenstein, Beautiful Villain by Rebecca Kenny, Charming Devil by Rebecca Kenny, Dreadful by Caitlin Rosaxis. I'm so sorry, I don't know if I said that right. Guild by Raven Kennedy, this is the indie version. God Killer by Hannah Kanner. When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. And The Hunter's Gambit by Ciel Pierlot. Now, we have literally the last two shelves here. We have Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford. I have the 5th book and none of the others. I'm hoping to get the other ones because I really want to read this series. Air of Storms by Lauren Hamilton Murray. Alice Chen's Reality Check by Kara Liu and Jennifer Young. Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher. Alone with You in the Ether by Olivia Blake. My Magnolia Summer by Victoria Benton Frank. We have Pucked by Helena Hunting. And then Pucking Around by Emily Rath. We have A False Start by Stephanie Archer. Offsides by Avery Keelan. Unsteady by Peyton Curran. Then we have the entire Off-Campus and Briar U series, which is The Deal, The Mistake, The Score, 4th one is The Goal, and then The Legacy. So that's the Off-Campus series. Now I also have all 4 of the books of the Briar U series, which is The Chase, The Risk, The Play, and The Dare. I've heard like nothing but great things about that series, so I really want to read that soon. Alright, last shelf, all the way down here. We have Nicholas Sparks. I'm trying to collect every single first edition hardcover of Nicholas Sparks, and so far at like any used bookstore or place, I've been pretty lucky finding 1 or 2. So I'm gonna go through the ones that I haven't read yet, because I have read some of them. We have True Believer, The Choice, Dreamland, and Counting Miracles. Then we have The Long Island Compromise by Taffy Brodesser-Akner. We have Stinger by Mia Sheridan. A Curse of Blood and Wolves by Melissa McTiernan. If you didn't know, this is Lori Gilmore's real name. So she writes, Lori Gilmore is a pen name. This is her real name, and she writes under both names. So just thought you with a little information there. Can't even think of the word I was trying to say. Anyway, then we have, I got these off TikTok shop. I think they're dark romance. We have Skeletons of Society by Marie Maravilla and Syndictive of Sins, which is book 2 of that. I don't know if there's more in this series. I would love to read these soon though, because they're indie published, and you know, I want to try and support indie authors more. Then this is another indie author. This is book 1 and 2. I think this is the first one. So it's Freedom and Fire by Courtney Thorne and Sleep and Spirit by Courtney Thorne. Then we have Falls Boys by Penelope Douglas. We have Blacklist by Geneva Lee. My Vampire Plus One by Jenna Levine. Oh my gosh, I wanted to say Jeannie. I don't know why. The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic by Brianne Randall. The Wedding Witch by Erin Sterling. The Woodsmoke Woman's Book of Spells by Rachel Greenlaw. This is like my witchy pile. A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire by Sarah Hawley. And lastly, the last book on my physical TBR is The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton. Hello. I just finished editing this video and realized I completely skipped a shelf in my shelves here. Like, I completely just skipped a row. I don't know why or how, but I just did. I think the middle here kind of just threw me off because I've read like everything in the middle here, so it threw me off. going this way. So I have this whole shelf here to go through still. And I'm gonna add the ones I've recently gotten to, because within like the week I filmed that last whatever, I have gotten more books added to my physical TBR. So we're just gonna do those really quickly because I don't want to forget things. Like, I don't know, I felt bad that I forgot like all these books. I was like, oh no. Anyway, we're gonna do this shelf and then like the new books I just recently bought because they are technically on my physical TBR as of right now. So we're gonna do this really fast. So it's this shelf that I just fully skipped. So we have, I don't remember what this series is called. Crowns of Nyxia, I think that's how you say it, by Carissa Broadbent. I have all of them still haven't read them. I have 4 books by her, haven't read them. Got to meet her, she was very, very nice. And yeah, so we have The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which is the book for book 1. Then we have the novella Six Scorched Roses. And then the second book, The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, which is all part of that series, Crowns of Nyxia series. It's technically like a duology with a little novella. And then we have, it's in the same world, but I don't think it's about the same characters. I'm pretty sure it's like a spin-off series of that, and it's The Songbird, and I can't read, The Songbird and the Heart of Stones by Carissa Broadbent, this is also a duet. There's a second one. I don't know if it's out or not yet, but this is the first one of that duet. But they're all in the same world because it says it's a Crowns of Nyxia novel, so it's like all together. Then we have One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. I realize this is like my vampire shelf-ish because those are vampire and that's technically vampire. I don't know about the other books, so I just made that up, but I just found that was a weird coincidence that they were all vampires. Anyway, We All Fall Down by Rose Sabu. I got this from Jill. It's, I think, a Fairy Loot edition. I'm pretty sure. It's really pretty. Then we have the first 3 books of the Kindred Cursed Saga. I need to learn to slow down when I'm talking. Of the Kinder's Curse Saga by Penn Cole. The 4th book is not out yet, and I'm pretty sure that's the final book. The 4th book, it comes out next year in 2026. So we have Spark of the Everflame, Glow of the Everflame, and Heat of the Everflame. They get significantly bigger as this series goes on, and that's a little intimidating, but I got to meet her at Polycon too, and she was so nice. She was one of the nicest people I met, probably my favorite person I met there, and I'm so intrigued to read this. I've heard nothing but amazing things about the series, so I feel like this might be my next go-to series, though I'm like scared because they're not all out, you know, so I don't want this to leave on like a really big cliffhanger and then I'm like left wondering, you know. Then we have our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. Pretty. Barnes & Noble exclusive, I'm pretty sure. It was the YA book club. And then we have Bloodguard by Cece Robson. This one seems really interesting also. I don't know if this is going to be a series or not, but alright, so that was the shelf I missed. But I have recently acquired some other books. And clearly I did not read them yet, so they're on my physical TBR, so we're gonna just say them real quick. This author actually just recently did a signing, so I got them. We have All Too Well and Here and Now by Corinne Michaels. They are getting republished, or like traditionally published. They were indie published and now they're getting traditionally published. So we have these, they're pretty cool. Then because they're all getting republished and traditionally published also, but I really like the old covers, I panic bought the other 4 books in the series. Because I already told you I had Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford, so I got the other 4, which is Mile High, The Right Move, Caught Up, and Play Along. These I'm really excited about. I've heard really good things about this series, and they're all sports romance, but they're all different sports romances, which is kind of cool. They're not all like one sport, which I really like, but they all take place in Chicago, I'm pretty sure. But I really like these covers. I don't know why, but I really like them. I don't really like the new covers that much. So there are those. Then I have 2 more books that I also got. Okay, she also came and did a signing, so I got it, which is The Poppy Fields by Nikki Erlich. So sweet, loved her. She was amazing. And the premise of this book is really interesting. She writes all like fiction. It's all coded as fiction, but they have kind of like a mystery element to it. So I don't know, this is like kind of out of my comfort zone, so I really want to try it out. And then this one, I only got it because it was pretty, and I was reading Manacled. Is it Manacled or Manacled? I don't know. But I was reading that, and that's like all alchemy, you know, Harry Potter fanfic. But this one then intrigued me, and it's A Forbidden Alchemy by Stacey McEwen, and it's really, really pretty. Pretty. So those are the ones I missed. I don't know how I missed that shelf, but I did. Anyway, we're gonna now go back to previous me to close out this video. Wow, we did did it. We went through and got through all of them. I have no idea how many books that is. So editing me will put the number right here for you because hopefully I will count them all when I'm editing this. Okay, that is going to be every single book on my physical TBR. That was crazy. Let me know what books you have possibly read from this physical TBR. Convince me to read my physical TBR. If you have a favorite in there, convince me to read it. Let me know what your favorites are, what you thought, all of that fun stuff. That's gonna be it for today's video. If you did enjoy, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe down below for more fun videos on the way. I love you all so much and I will see you in my next video. Bye!